Hi everyone, welcome to Strip Club. Good morning. Oh, that's nice. Nice welcome. I have a new pattern today to show you. It uses 2.5-inch strips. Do you like it? Yes. What is it called? What is it called? Thataway. Yeah, Thataway. It's really hard. Why are you laughing? You need to put your thinking caps on, start taking notes. This one is real. Okay, let's get to it. First of all, 2.5-inch strips, surprise. In this case, we used a Bally Pop. The Bally Pop is from Hoffman. It's called Rustica. It's pretty, isn't it? In addition to the Bally Pop, which is a bundle of 40 different 2.5-inch strips, we have background fabric. Do you see the background fabric? Yes. Most of our patterns use some sort of background, light background, dark background, accent fabric to help give the whole pattern shape. What you see on the wall behind me is the throw size, and it uses 36 strips. So when you have a bundle, there will be 4 strips you will not use. In this case, we had 4 very light strips that we pulled out of the bundle, and we used the rest of them. The reason we pulled the light strips out is because we didn't want them to blend in with the background. If it blends in with the background, you lose the pattern. You want to have the contrast between the background and the strips. So take your 2.5-inch strips, and then you're going to cut them. You're going to cut them into segments. Here's your tip. It says it in the pattern. If you keep your strip sets folded, you will get your cutting down twice as fast. So cut your segments. And then with your background fabric, you are going to cut a bunch of 2.5-inch squares. On the back of the 2.5-inch squares, you're going to draw a diagonal line. Or not. I heard it. I heard you say or not. There are a couple of options where you do not have to draw the diagonal line. One of them is our very favorite tool called the Folded Corner Clipper. It's by Prairie Sky Quilting. It changes your world. You don't have to draw on the fabric. Because I will admit, whenever I write instructions that say draw a diagonal line on the back of your fabric, I just shake my head. I'm like, there's got to be another way. Well, this tool is that way. I'll also say if you have a Brother Dream machine, there's a laser light, and you can use that laser light and you don't have to draw it. So come see me if you need a Brother Dream machine. Okay, so we've drawn a diagonal line on the back of our fabric, and we are going to place the square on the segment like so. Be careful of the orientation. That's critical with this. Once the diagonal line goes from here to there, you will sew just a stitch inside that diagonal line, so towards the point. You'll stitch along the inside and then fold over to get this. Do you see that? The reason we stitch a thread on the inside is you want the corner of the square to go all the way to the edge, and you need just a little bit of extra fabric to get it there because the thread, your stitching thread, eats up a bit of the fabric. That's the reason we stitch, and that's also a reason why a lot of patterns will say sew a scant 1/4 inch. So flip your fabric over, make sure it goes to the point and that you have the same size segment rectangle as you started with. Once you know you do, and all the edges are flush, don't get sloppy and have the edges not flush because that will hurt you in the long run. It'll make you miserable. So take the time, make sure it goes to the edge. When you know it does, flip it back over, trim away the fabric here out because that is excess. If you're very enterprising, you can trim it very carefully, and you have 2 triangles that are together. If you sew, you can have a tiny little half-square triangle. God bless you. So, or you can collect them. There are some enterprising people here that make quilts out of those tiny little scraps. There are some in the room, are there? Yeah, they're shaking their head at me. Okay, so we've completed this. Yes? Yes. Now we're going to do another one. I don't know if I can handle this. Okay, so this one might look a little like that, finished. Press as the pattern tells you. The pattern's very smart. We're going to do it again, only different. Yeah? Okay. Now, we're going to do it this way. Do you see the difference between this and this? Sure you do, because they're right in front of you. You laugh. Make sure you see the difference when you do it. This is the hardest part right here. But I faith you can do it. So diagonal line, stitch, a thread to the inside, flip it over, and you get this. Again, make sure you have flush edges, trim away the excess fabric, and you get a point that might look a little like this. Like magic. Are you starting to see it come together? So you will sew a bunch of these two pieces together to get, well, your arrow, right? Think of it as an arrow. Okay, so a bunch like that. Pattern tells you how many. And now you have cut earlier, by the magic of television, some additional background pieces, the same length as this piece. You're going to add it. Next to it. Oh wait, here I have a finished one. Have I confused you yet? Nope. I'm trying. So you have that complete, you have a bunch of them. Yes? Okay, all different colors. Now we're going to take your background segment, which I'm going to show you here because on the flannel board it doesn't look like it exists. Background segment. You will place it next to one of the arrows. You're going to collect another arrow, wait for it. You're going to place it next to and going the other way. Truly. Mind-blowing. That is your block. Thanks for coming. Okay, so clearly you take your block and you twist and turn it. 4 blocks come together in one corner to make an arrow plus sign. And then the other corner they make another arrow plus sign. That's why it looks like interlocking arrows, which looks, you know, like Thataway. Twist and turn, sew your blocks together by rows. So the rows together, add the borders. In this case we used border. 1 is the same color as our background fabric, and then we picked a terrific sort of multicolor print for the outer border. And then added binding because we quilted it. Once upon a time, we've been doing this for how many years? 12. We've been doing this for 12 years. We used to not quilt them. And then we got long arm systems and we thought, we gotta quilt these. So, you wanna see the back? Yeah. Me too. Pretty. Pretty fabric. It's sort of got a quiet little stripe in there, like an ombre. Do we have any questions on it? Do you want to see another colorway? Yes. Mm. I'll pick them up later. Okay, here's another colorway. Bright and fun, smaller size. Wait, here. Fun, huh? Oh, I don't know. How many strips does this one take? Somebody who has a pattern. 12? 12. This is a lap. The throw is on the wall, so this is a lap. Uses 12, yes? Okay.